Hello, you have discovered the new homesteaders. My name is Liam, and I will be co-hosting this podcast with my friend Axeli. The main thread of this podcast will be open source home automation, but along the way, we will be discussing open source software and hardware more broadly, as well as some of the finer points of the related philosophy. When I met Axeli at a wedding about a year and a half ago, he introduced me to an entire ecosystem of open source tools that enable you to build your own smart home from the ground up. No hardware restrictions, no violations of privacy, no software restrictions either. In this first episode, we will be taking a tour around his rather elaborate smart home. I hope you enjoy it, and perhaps you'll find some inspiration for your own smart home. Slanger. This is the new homesteaders. Axeli, how are you doing today?
Good. Hello. Why do you think we need a smart home that is not dependent on outside servers?
Because Billy G is watching.
Yes, that's one reason. Any others?
Billy G sells what he watched.
Yes, that's also a very good point. Any other reasons come to
I don't know, scary future stuff?
Yes, that too, but what if Billy G changes the terms of service and says that no, your garage door doesn't open because we don't want it to open? Then you are in shit.
Yeah, so he could say that he can sew my face to the arse of somebody else and make the human Sentai pad, yeah?
Yes. So that's an actual famous case in 2023. A company called MyQ sold smart garage doors, and then it just arbitrarily decided that no, we don't want to provide third-party APIs. So everyone who were using their smart doors through an API, their smart doors stopped working. And everyone knows how many Google products they have that they just made the paperweight.
Didn't something like that happen quite recently as well, where there was an AWS outage and people's kettles stopped working?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
too. Yes, that was like worldwide, that the whole world is dependent on AWS. And if those servers go down, everything cloud dependent stops working. So that's one of the biggest reasons why no cloud dependent stuff in your smart home.
So let me guess, you're my knight in shining armor that is going to tell me how I can get away from Billy G and him trying to guillotine me with my garage door, yes?
Yes, exactly. So this first episode for our podcast will go through my home assistant, so a smart home setup that is totally outside of someone else's cloud. Nobody else can go and close my doors. So let's start with the easy stuff, what I'm doing. Just normal IKEA light switches and lights. So IKEA is using a protocol called Zigbee. Do you know what it is?
I used to know what it is. I wrote about it in my Open University coursework, but I have since forgotten.
Okay, so pretty much Zigbee is a protocol that can talk between lights and switches, and it doesn't take any power almost at all, so you can have a battery powered switch, and it's local only. It doesn't go to the cloud, that Zigbee network. So I have a switch on my kids' room door, and I can turn the light dimmer when it's time to go to sleep. Then other one, room temperature monitoring. This is done by low energy Bluetooth. So this is talking to my home assistant that, hey, now it's 22 degrees, now it's 23 degrees, and this is the humidity. So I'm collecting all the data for our rooms. And then air quality monitoring. So this is an air quality monitoring chip that is running in my home assistant that takes the particle size by calculating the air resistance between 2 points in the chip, and then it knows how many particles and how large particles there are in the room. So this is the cheap way to do it, but now there are so many air quality sensors all around the market. Like IKEA is also selling one that is a lot more accurate. But this is my air quality monitor.
So do you just have that hanging out, or does the missus cover it with some decorations?
No, that's just hanging out. She has not noticed. She has not noticed. Yes. So I also connected my Christmas lights to Home Assistant. So I can control my home Christmas lights, and they are reacting to sound. So I can program different light effects to it. And the kids love it. They jump around it and stomp and sing and shout, and then the Christmas songs are going in the rhythm. The lights are going in the rhythm of Christmas songs and stuff like that. So that's also nice.
Can't do that closed source.
Yeah, exactly. That's fully open source, the whole programming of the Christmas lights. Then I have 7.5 kilowatts of solar panels on my roof. And people who are asking what inverter they need that they can connect it to locally to Home Assistant, I'm using GoodV inverter. So a company called GoodV, I was searching around what do local control, and that natively works with Home Assistant. That was one of them. So I asked the installers to put a GoodV inverter. So I get all the data directly to Home Assistant. If you go to my Home Assistant panel, so this is my Home Assistant panel, and here it says 0 watts generating at the moment because it's full of snow and it's dark outside. Yeah, so what can we do with my Home Assistant? We have energy tracking. So this is how much the panels produce. This is how much the house is now using. So it's now using 370 watts at the moment. Can you see my mouse?
Yes.
And this is the electric price now. So it's 22 cents a kilowatt hour. And this would be how many kilowatt hours my panels have produced today. But they are full of snow and it's winter, so they have produced anything. And here is the air quality monitor. I can track.
That's a nice graphic.
Yeah, it's coming from the grid, how much is coming from solar, and how much is going to batteries.
I must ask on behalf of the programmers out there.
Yes.
Does this have a dark mode?
Yes. I'm actually normally using it as in the dark mode. We can switch it. I just changed it for the podcast episode to light mode. Yes, I'm using dark mode at home normally. But here we can see how much it has used energy by the day. I have used 25 kilowatt hours today, which is surprisingly much actually. And I have a couple of systems that will tell me how much energy has it used. So this is my HVAC system, changing the air. So that has used 3 kilowatt hours today. So I think wife forgot it to full blast. Normally it takes like 1 kilowatt hour. Then this is the washing machine. My wife has forgot it on. The washing machine is on, but it's not running. And this would be how much my car charger is using. So if I'm charging my car.
But you're driving an electric car?
No, it's actually, we can go to that one. That's my nice idea. So if I would have it plugged in, this would be a clickable button where I can change the time of when I want to leave. And it will calculate. So I have a gas car, and if I want it to be warm and the motor warm also before I leave. So let's say there's cold outside and the car needs to preheat that it's warm when I come inside. I plug it in with a cable, and then it will calculate based on how cold it is there outside, and when I want to leave, that when it needs to start warming the car. And this is all done by just smart plugs. Then let's go back. Do you know what this is?
It's a big white box with a light on it. Is it a boiler?
Yes, it is a boiler, and it's a geothermal boiler, so it takes the warmth from the ground. And for people asking for the full who want to do this trick for themselves, the boiler that I'm using is Nibe. Nibe is the manufacturer, and the number is F1. So this is a dumb boiler, nothing automated or Wi-Fi or anything. And my idea was that I have solar, so I want to use the solar energy to warm my house and my shower water. So I searched the manual and found that there you can see this is inside the boiler. There are 2 relay switches inside the boiler where you can decide 2 custom functions based on the relay switches. And I have an ESP32, that's a small microcontroller that is actually also connected to the quality controller and the Christmas lights. They are all controlled by these kind of microcontrollers. So I have connected 2 relays to my microcontroller running something called ESP Home for people who want to look it up.
So let's pause on there a second. You've mentioned to, obviously the audience wouldn't know, but you've mentioned to me in the past that you're not a programmer.
No.
So I'm guessing that this ESP Home thing abstracts a lot of that away from you.
Yes, that's actually, we can go to see my ESP Home. So this is pretty much, now I'm showing the encryption keys that we need to probably censor, but it's just that it says, hey, your pin GPIO 13 is called maalämpörele, so the heating light, the in-floor heating, and the pin GPIO 14 is called tilapäinen luksus, so warming the shower water. And that's the only thing that I need to put in, basically.
I'm hoping that's well documented, because I'm sure a non-programmer seeing all of that indented syntax highlighted text might be having a bit of an aneurysm. So
yes, it is very good documented. Home Assistant actually bought ESP Home. They bought the company running this automation stuff. So now it's all under the same company doing everything open source and everything free. So I just connected a relay into this pin and a relay into this pin. And then I said, hey, I want to use these relays in Home Assistant. And then I went to automations. Maybe that's a different episode to go more deeply in how it's done. But this is pretty much how you do local things. And you can do anything you like. We can go actually that much back. So this is directly supported in the ESP Home. So I just set this in the same text field that, hey, use this sensor, and I will tell you that temperature is in this pin, air quality is in this pin, humidity is in this pin, and that's pretty much it. And then it will automatically expose it to Home Assistant. Back to the heating. So that's how I hacked the dumb boiler to work in a smart home in a non-intrusive way. If the smart home stops working or a house is sold and the new owner wants nothing to do with Home Assistant, he will not need to worry about it. And now when the sun shines, it will click first maalämpö plus, meaning in-floor heating plus mode, and it will raise the temperature in my floors 10 degrees. So it sounds a lot that it normally it's 22 degrees and then it says it's 32 degrees, but it takes like 8 hours to take effect. So it doesn't matter. It would be probably different if you would have like, what is the heater when you have under the window, water flowing through it?
radiator.
Yeah, radiator, because that's like 50 degrees, 60 degrees or something like that. That's a lot higher than in-floor heating, because the in-floor heating is like the room temperature. So it takes a lot longer. If you rise it by 10 degrees, it's just nicely warm for the next day. If sun is shining even more, that there's even more excess sun, it will also start to heat the shower water. So that's two different things in the boiler, the in-floor heating temperature and the shower water. So then we have more warm water in the shower. Here is my nice thermal camera.
Bro's full on FBI with this shit, man.
Yes. So it's a lot higher than normally in-floor heating is. And this is through the floor, so it's a lot higher inside the floor. So there are some potential things that I could do. I have not done yet. So this is the HVAC system. There are the propellers turning the air around. So I could control this based on the air quality and the humidity and the temperature inside. If I would, let's say there's a Christmas party and I forgot to turn the HVAC higher and the air is running out, I could automate it with Home Assistant if I wanted to. So it's pretty much the same as the in-floor heating, the boiler, that there is a ESP32 automation that I can put inside this. I would take this HVAC controller out and put an ESP32 inside, and then I would have control of my HVAC propellers and stuff like that. Or if we go to shower and the wife forgets to turn on the propellers more high, that it sucks all the humidity out, that would be also simple to automate with it.
So how simple is that really? Because as a programmer, I'm hearing a lot of conditional logic there. Is there really a no-code solution to say, if X, then Y?
Yes. So we can take a small look into the Home Assistant automation page. So if we go to automations, and here, for example, this is my outdoor lights. I have a local AI camera, and it says that when it will send stuff to Home Assistant. So it will send, hey, person detected, and then do something. And vehicle detected, then do something. So I have said that if person is detected,
Kill him.
yes, and the sun is down and the time is right, then turn on the outdoor lights. So this is the level of programming you need to know if you want to do Home Assistant.
That's pretty cool. Can you also like attach a big speaker to go wah, wah,
Yes.
wah?
Yes, I have had an automation I played around before when it would say on my phone directly, person detected. So it will announce when it sees.
No, I mean on the person. Like the person is detected. You shine red lights at them, and a thing blasts.
Yes, you can run custom sounds or just alarms with Home Assistant.
Nice.
You can activate alarm through Home Assistant. That is, the alarm is inside the camera, but of course you can have any other camera also connected to it. Alarm if you want to.
Very good.
This is my house, a nice representation of it. And my problem was that there is no window where you can see the whole yard. So if you look from one window, you don't know if there is a car in your yard or not. So then I bought this camera called Reolink Duo 2 PoE version. So it's power over Ethernet version, no Wi-Fi. And it sees 180 degrees. So it sees my whole driveway. And that is the one that is controlling the automation of the lights. So if a car arrives, I have a light strip running across my house. And if a car arrives, the light strip will go like that worm effect. So everyone will know that it's like an advanced doorbell.
What? Wait. So does it follow the car as well, or what? What am I seeing here?
So it's just an alert that hey, a car has arrived. It's no, it's not that advanced that it will follow. That it will mark the place the place of the car.
Puts a quest marker on the guy as soon as he steps out of the car.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
an exclamation mark.
Yeah, so that's like an advanced doorbell. So I have connected. These are the same lights as in the Christmas lights, but I have just attached them into the ceiling, and the camera detects the car. They will go off. We can look back to the automations page. I had first like normal proximity sensor lights outside. So I had 15,000 lumens. If you know how much is 15,000 lumens, I had a light that when you walk under it, it will turn on and light up the whole yard. But what happens if you are not under the light? Then you are again in darkness. So then I had the genius idea that, hey, I have an AI camera that sees the whole yard already. So I just don't use any proximity sensors in the lights, but I use dumb lights controlled with smart plugs. And then I say, if a person is detected and it's dark outside, turn on the lights for however minutes I want. And then it sees the whole yard, so the light will not turn off when I go around the yard. And then I have much more. Now I have 3 lights that light up the whole yard. Like I'm living in the middle of the forest, so it's nice to see how everything around me. So it's lights 3 sides of the house with the AI camera, and then it just stays on by being in the yard. Because the camera will see me always.
And that refreshes when person detected and all of that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
as long as
then
you're outside. And then you go back inside and then there's like a 2-minute cut off and then it's off.
Yeah, exactly. I can also turn it off I have a switch also inside that I can turn it off manually. And I can turn it on manually also when I want it to be already shining when I go outside.
That's very cool.
Yeah. The other thing I have used to the light strip is that when the washing machine is ready, when you need to take out the clothes from the washing machine, then I have set it up that it turns blue. So when the washing machine is ready and you need to empty the washing machine, then it will turn blue, and this will stay on for 30 minutes. So you definitely will see when you need to. You don't forget to empty the washing machine. The car light only stays up for like 2 minutes or something like that.
So you color-coded your ceiling lights to remind you of stuff.
Yes, exactly. At the moment, I don't have anything else in my, Christmas lights. The kids love when I turn on the Christmas lights on the ceiling also, but nothing else that is automated. So if you have any ideas that I could inform myself with the lights.
I would just come up with rude stuff.
What do you mean?
You know, like a big flashing cock on the wall or something.
Stuff. Yes. So people who want to run local object detection on their AI cameras. So Reolink has an local, it's running on the camera itself, detection. So it will send stuff to Home Assistant. Hey, I detected the person. Hey, I detected the car. And the latest models, the new models also know the animals. So it will detect that was a deer, that was a bear. It would be nice, very nice to have in wilderness that's just not an animal detected. But everything is running locally on the camera, and you can have multiple different ways to store it. So you can store it on an NVR on your home or in the cloud if you specifically want to store it in the cloud. Or it has a micro SD card slot inside the camera. And the micro SDs have become so advanced that they are rated for 10 years of like 24/7 writing. There are security camera compatible micro SD cards. If someone is coming to your house unannounced and steals your server and it says, yes, now there's no evidence of me, there still could be a SD card inside the camera. And people who don't want to be dependent on, for example, Reolink's own AI, because AI is coming, we cannot stop it. So you can run a Home Assistant add-on called Frigate, and this is doing the processing instead of the Reolink camera. So here you can run custom AI detection systems and stuff like that. And I had actually this running on my Raspberry Pi 4, so it can process 2K streams. It's downsizing. It's not analyzing a 4K stream, it's analyzing a smaller screen, but you can make local AI detection based on your own AI models. And then you can say, you can make, for example, face detection that you will teach them your own face, and then it will open the gates of your guard or something like that based on person detection. Or you can put local car license plate reader that it will, if you have some magic automated gates or magic automated doors in your house, it will open your house if it sees a known person. So there is something that you can do as our coder. You can develop AI models for our Frigate.
So this Frigate thing, I see a GitHub link there.
Yes.
Let's take a look at that.
Yes.
Nice.
What are you looking for specifically?
Well, the first thing that I would look for is when was the last commit, and it looks like it's been within the last few days, so that's nice. But let's scroll down.
At 600 contributors.
Yeah, very good. So I just want to see that title. Frigate NVR Real-Time Object Detection for IP Cameras. Very good. There is a wolf. Sound the alarm.
Exactly. The Frigate is not dependent on Reolink cameras. Reolink is just one that I like, that it's local only, and everything, all the detection is run on the camera. But I had also Raspberry Pi cameras on my first setup. I have done, so you have, ESP32 cameras. There are cameras capable of running ESP32, and they cost like €7 a piece. So I bought a couple of them, and I put them to work in Frigate. So Frigate can just take ESP32 cameras that are shitty pixelated stuff, but still work as AI cameras, and Frigate will happily analyze those too. So you can have anything you like as a camera and feed it to your own custom AI model that does something in your Home Assistant.
So is the object detection itself swappable? Can I, the thing that's detecting the object, can I swap it out for my own thing?
It has been a couple of years that I last time used Frigate, but I'm pretty sure it is. I have the outdoor lights automation here, so I can turn off the outdoor light automation, because if it's raining a lot or if it's snowing a lot, it will think that the car is moving when it's in the yard. So it will blast all the lights in the middle of the night on, because it thinks that it has seen a moving car. So then shit, again there's the lights on, and then I will go and turn it manually off for that night. Do you know what this is?
It looks like a radiator with a decent physique.
But I have in-floor heating. I don't have radiators. So any ideas?
Do I get one more guess?
Yes.
Is it an aircon?
No. So it's a reserve battery. So in Finland, there is reserve market. So when the sun doesn't shine or wind doesn't blow, we need to get the electricity from somewhere. There are companies selling home batteries that will work on the grid. So the grid will take out energy if it needs, and the grid will put in energy if there is excess solar or something like that. So first I was against this because this is cloud controlled. This is not controlled by Home Assistant. But this was very cheap, almost free way to get, or actually free way to get home batteries. So this is 10 kilowatt hours of home batteries that pays for itself. So the payback time is seven years, and after that I can just unplug it if I want and connect it to Home Assistant, and then I have actual smart home controllable batteries. At the moment, it's just an investment, but for future battery stuff, and there should be coming. And the seller sold me the idea that they will in future, if the electricity goes out in the grid, that will power my home.
So are you telling me that you make a little bit of money on the side from your robot house?
Yes, exactly. This is the electricity price, like in real time. So now it's 21 cents a kilowatt hours, so really high. So as you can expect, green is cheap. We have very costly electricity in Finland. Red is expensive electricity and green is cheap electricity. So I can see for tomorrow it's really expensive. So I should not do the dishes or run the washing machine if not needed, and not go to the electric sauna.
Yeah, you guys in Finland have saunas in your houses, don't you? That's such a vibe. I want that too.
Every home has a sauna. Even our row house, like a small 60 square meter house, had one.
Yeah, I see. There's this. I've seen shorts on the internet where people are like, "Look, I go into this Finnish flat, and oh look, it has a sauna in it.
Yes.
Like square footage that could have been used for anything else, but it has a sauna because we fucking love them so much."
Yeah, like the old, like my parents go to sauna like 3 times a week, but it's not that popular in the current generation. Like we are not going to sauna every week. So I think that's
it's tradition. You got to bring it back. You want to be based, don't you, in Finland?
Yes. But we have an electric sauna. Like it should be a wood sauna, like traditionally. But anyhow, so this will tell me when to do stuff and when it's cheap to do stuff, and also the in-floor heating automation. There's a second automation that takes account the electricity prices. So if there would be a really cold winter, so every day it calculates based on if it's cold outside, does it need to run the bonus heat, and it will run the bonus heat on the cheapest hours. So it will automatically decide that, hey, don't heat the floor when it's 20 cents a kilowatt hour. Only heat the floor when it's 13 cents a kilowatt hour.
So by getting yourself a nice robot house, you can save money as well as make it.
Yes, definitely. That's pretty much what I wanted to show you, to be inspired that everything except the batteries are locally controlled. Actually, we could also talk a bit of how it is controlled.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So everything on the network, all the ESP32s, all the AI cameras, all the Christmas lights, everything has been blocked off the internet. So there's so many horror stories, and there are many websites where you can see that, hey, there are open home security cameras just running on the internet, no passwords at all, and people can just look at people's homes in live streams. So that is taken totally off the table when the camera doesn't have internet connection at all. So the only thing that has internet connection is my Home Assistant server itself, and it's done with VPN. So for example, I have Tailscale set up, but my friend has WireGuard. WireGuard is also another VPN setup.
For the viewer, we'll do a breakdown of stuff that Axeli uses, because he uses a lot of stuff, and you'll probably want to know about it, and it won't all come off the top of his head.
and let us know what you are interested to learn more. So this is just an overview what I'm doing with my home assistant.
So I've got a question, right? So
Yes.
the Spurg in me is delighted at this level of control. The tinfoil hat wearer in me is delighted that I can shield it from the internet. The lazy bastard in me wonders, how frequently does this break? How frequently am I going to go, "Ugh," and then have to spend 4 hours fixing something?
Very good point. So there are many different setups to do it. I have not broken it in a long time. So now it's just everything just keeps running. And I think also the Home Assistant has been getting better and better, that it doesn't break at all.
Yeah, so you finally got your JustWorks distro then, that's great.
Yes. Actually, so people who are asking how Home Assistant is working, so it can work on a Raspberry Pi, so the small credit card computer. That's what I was running it for many years. But now it's on my laptop running Proxmox. So people can Google Proxmox, and there you will find Proxmox helper called Home Assistant. And it's just one command that will set up the Home Assistant for you running on Proxmox. And then you have all the automated backups and everything. And if the electricity goes out and the battery in my home laptop dies, I will just turn on the laptop again back when the electricity comes on and everything is just up and running.
Nice. The lazy bastard in me is happy to hear that.
Yes. One very cool feature that I forgot to mention is, so my parents' house is also running Home Assistant, and they had a wood heater. Now they have a geothermal setup, but they had a wood heater downstairs in the cellar. And I said to my dad, you don't need to go downstairs to look if you need to put more wood in. I can make it so that you will see from your phone the temperature of your water running on your radiators.
And then he looked at you like Genghis Khan looked at the sorcerer.
Yes. And imagine just an old wood boiler that boils on wood, heats up the water and wood, and there are like Christmas turkey temperature sensors stuck inside the boiler. Like one top that you see the top heating, the top level water warmth, and the middle water level warmth, and the bottom water level warmth. And my dad needed to run downstairs to the boiler room and look at those temperature sensors to see does he need to put more locks in or not. So I just put ESP30 sensor called Dallas sensor. So Dallas sensor is pretty much a temperature sensor on a wire. People have those outside temperature sensors that they have the screen and then there goes a wire to outside and it will tell you the outside temperature. That kind of temperature sensors. I plugged 3 into the ESP30 through microcontroller, told ESP home that hey, you have 3 Dallas sensors attached to you, and one I put on the top hole, and the middle hole, and the bottom hole, and it just said to Home Assistant, hey, you have 3 new temperature sensors here.
This is the guy that everyone's nan thinks their grandson is.
Exactly. Exactly. And now my dad can see from his phone the temperature. And it was very easy when they were at the holiday and they had relative watching the house. So my dad could tell him, hey, go put more locks in. I can see the temperature is going down. I think that's all.
So you ready to wrap up?
Yeah, I think. There are people who are watching this and they are seeing, what is that 1,300 dogs? I just put it as fun. It will tell me how many times the dogs have been out.
Oh, yes.
So they have been 1,300 times on the camera.
That's how many times they've gone outside to take a dump, you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so we have 1,279 dog shits. You can't get that closed source.
Yes, exactly. That's totally secret information. That's not going to any corporate Amazon server. It's mine.
That's excellent. All right, so, okay, this has been the New Homesteaders. I hope you have enjoyed my friend's tour of the spurgiest house in the universe. A little teaser for our next episode.
Any ideas what this could be? The next episode will be about Graphene OS.
Thank you. Have a pleasant day.
Thanks.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of The New Homesteaders. For our viewers on YouTube, please consider giving us a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and consider following us on your favorite podcast platform. Thank you.